Thanks so much for coming today and allowing me to guide your practice. So this one comes from one of my favorite people. Have you ever heard of somebody named Oprah? Oprah Winfrey, to be exact. She's one of my favorites, and she is getting all the credit for the words of wisdom today. She says, breathe, let go, and remind yourself that this very moment is the only one you know you have for sure. I love that one. Breathe, let go, and remind yourself that this very moment is the only one you know you have for sure. I've heard her say that back in the day when I would come home after work and I'd pop on the TV and she was on. Maybe I'd eat my popcorn, maybe not. And I enjoyed every moment. And now I listen to all the reruns or watch them. She even has a podcast. Did y'all know? I think they've taken clips from her show and now it's on a podcast. So if I'm out in the nature taking a walk and I don't really feel like music, she's probably one of the first ones I admit that I go to. So really great stuff. And we thank Oprah for those words of wisdom today. So at any time during our class, during our meditation, if you need to just have a moment, breathe, and let the breath go. I've been doing that a lot this week, the last couple of weeks actually. And life, when it throws us lemons, we need to learn how to make lemonade. And half the battle is just realizing that if we stay present, it helps, right? It helps along with the breath. All right, friends, we are going to start standing today. I know I said gentle, but standing can be gentle too. So let's start. I am so grateful again for you to be here today with us. And thanks for choosing little old me to guide your practice. It's really important to me that you know how grateful I am in this month of gratitude. Okay, so feet about hips width, standing toward the front of your mat. We're just going to take a moment here to just start in Tadasana. So energetically reach your fingers down, show me your palms, and release the shoulders down. Good. Spread your toes nice and wide. We're just going to start with rocking forward on the toes and then back on the heels. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale as you lower the heels, lift the toes. So just rocking forward and back. So I'll show you from the side just so you can see I'm actually really swaying the weight. So I want the feet to just start awakening, especially if this is your first formal movement or workout of the day. Breathing here, and this breath is going to take us all the way into our movement, our sequence today, as well as our meditation, always the foundation, my friends. Now on your next inhalation, circle your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, simply come back down to Tadasana. Very nice. Inhale, circle the arms. Exhale through the nose, coming all the way back down. Very nice. Inhale, lift your heels, raise the hands. Exhale, lower down nice and slow, arms and feet. Good. And again, inhale, circle. Lift the heels if you can. And exhale, very nice. Inhale one more time, lift the heels, and then exhale back to where we started in Tadasana. Inhale, lift your right heel, lift the arms. Good. And then exhale all the way back down, this time left side. Inhale, lift your left heel. You'll notice the weight shifting. We started with the weight shifting forward and back. Now side to side, inhale, lift right. Exhale down, very nice. Relax your shoulders each rep. Inhale, lift. And exhale down one more time, friends. Inhale, lift right heel. Keep your shoulders nice and relaxed. Exhale, lower. And inhale, lift left. Exhale, lower. Very nicely done. Sweep your arms forward. Inhale, palms to the sky. Exhale, brush your hands back, coming into Utkatasana, chair pose. Beautiful. Inhale, come all the way up, lift. Exhale. So again, noticing that series of inhale, the weight will come forward on the feet. Exhale, come back, weight into the heels. Very nice. A few more. Inhale, lift your hands. Can you lift your heels? And then exhale, heels come down. Can you lift your toes? Very nice. A few more. Inhale, lift. Exhale through the nose, Utkatasana. Don't forget about that transfer of weight. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, heels down, lift your toes, staying here for a few breaths. And then squeeze your pinky fingers together. So we're just going to pulse the arms. This is just going to start to awaken the shoulders, the back body, and then feel free to lengthen the back of your neck. So even if that takes your gaze down toward the front of your yoga mat or even ahead, good. Inhale, come back up, straighten the legs, lift your hands, and exhale, palms to Anjali Mudra. Very nice, friends. Take a moment, close the eyes, and just setting your intention for today. Breathing into this moment, letting go of any preconceived notions or expectations you've set for yourself in today's practice. And then just setting whatever that intention that feels right in your heart. It could be for clarity. You could have come today for peace or slowing down. Good. And blink your eyes to open. Inhale, circle the arms. So coming into a half vinyasa, exhale, forward fold. Now bend your knees as much or as little as you'd like. Take a moment and just let your head hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Slide your hands up your shins. Engage your abdominals here. Exhale, back to forward folds. And then engage your back body. Inhale to rise. Come all the way up. Reach for the sky. Exhale through the nose back to where we started, palms Anjali Mudra. And again, inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Let your head hang heavy if you can. You're looking between the legs. Inhale, Ardha. Take your shoulder blades down the back. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. And then inhale to rise. Come all the way up. Reach through the ring fingers and exhale. Palms to heart center. One more. Inhale, circle the arms. Each inhalation bringing in the new. Exhale. Let it all go, friends. Come back to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This is to activate the low body and the back body. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale to rise. Come all the way up. Nice flat back. And exhale, palms to heart center. Very nicely done. Inhale, bring your right knee up to the hip height. Beautiful. And exhale, back to Tadasana. Good. Continuing to build on. Inhale, left side. Good. Exhale down. One more on each side. Inhale, right. Exhale through the nose. Very nice balance today, friends. And inhale, left. Exhale down, building on. Inhale, lift your right knee. Exhale, step back, sweep the arms back, come into high lunge. Very nice. Inhale, step back up to Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. We'll do the same thing, left side. Inhale, lift, left knee. Exhale, step back, find crescent. Beautiful. Inhale, right back up. And exhale, very nice. Once more, each side, still warming up. Inhale. And if lifting the knee doesn't work, friends, just the heel. Exhale back. Good. So we're moving one breath to one movement. Inhale, lift. But you'll notice it's okay to take your own pace, right? Inhale, left side lift. Exhale, step it back. Very nice. Inhale, you can even slide that foot up. And then exhale, Tadasana. Very nicely done, friends. Now take a moment, lift the heels, see if you can grip the mat with your toes, and just stay in that isometric hold. Can you roll your wrists for me? And then just warming up the fingers. So you might see that my heels are still floating. See if you can do the same. So this is just an isometric check-in with your ankle mobility, strength of the feet, as well as working those wrists. Release the heels down, very nice. On your next breath, take hold of your right wrist with your left hand, and then bring those arms all the way up, and then just reach over to the left side. So you're just gonna stretch the right side waist, very nice. You don't have to go far here. And then switch sides. So hold the left wrist, inhale across center and reach it over. Very nice. And then inhale, switching grips. And then over to that first side. On your next exhale, come up through center. Inhale, over to that second and final side. Very nicely done. We don't need to go far. We're just still warming up back through center. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. You can toe heel your feet about hips width here. Inhale, Ardha, halfway lift. This time we're going to exhale the palms down to the mat, step back. See if you can find your plank pose. Feel free to bring the knees down. I'm going to do the same thing for this first one especially. And then slow exhalation. Come all the way down to your belly. So you're coming right into a baby cobra shape. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift the front ribs off the mat. Baby cobra. So again, just awakening the back body. Exhale, relax your forehead to the mat. Soften your glutes. Keep your elbows hugging in. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Breathing in and out of the nose, my friends. And then inhale, final baby cobra here. Good. Exhale, head comes to the mat. And then just press back to sit onto your heels. Big toes to touch. Your knees can stay nice and wide. Finding yourself in child's pose. Very, very active child's pose. If you can, you'll spread your fingers a little wider. Extend your arms far, far, far from the body. Press your palms into the mat and switch your triceps inward toward your ears and up. And then press your sit bones a little closer to your heels. And you're going to feel this great stretch through the triceps, through your shoulders, underarms, and the lats. Really nice. Now on your next breath in, walk your hands over to the right side. Once you settle into your child's pose, hug your left hip back. You'll feel a nice lengthening through the left side of your body. So again, still awakening our joints, our muscles. Inhale through center, walk your hands over to the left side. Once you're settled, hug your right hip back just a little extra to get into that right side body. Really nice. Inhale back through center and exhale, friends. Come on up into tabletop pose. So on your hands and knees, center yourself on your mat, and we're just going to start to rotate the hips. So just a nice rotation, any direction of circles. Breathing into the back body, you're going to see my elbows bending and softening. This is a nice soft practice today. Not going to be too much rigid in our movement, in our bodies. Go ahead and change directions. I want you to feel as though the movement is generated today by the breath. So as you inhale, that's going to be our fuel to move. Nice and slow. And then sway your hips side to side, just like you have a puppy dog tail. And then just let your head hang heavy. So if you're looking at your screen, my body's moving side to side and my head is just hanging. So I'm getting a nice stretch through the cervical spine. You might want to press the floor away just to activate the upper body, stretching through the shoulders, back of the neck. And then take your gaze to the sky, still swaying side to side. Good. Come to center and then lower your belly. So come right into cow shape. As you exhale, round, press the floor away, chin to chest, round your spine here. It's like creating the letter C. And then inhale, come right back into your cow shape. That's the arch. You'll feel the lengthening through the front body, broaden your clavicles, and then exhale, rounding into your cat shape. Make sure to not shrug the shoulders up to the ears, just keep the space. Last time, inhale, arch the spine. And then exhale, rounding into our cat shape. Very nice, friends. Now come back to a neutral spine. And then would you spin your fingers to face your knees? So external rotation of the hands. That means your thumbs are facing the outer edges of your mat. And then let's inhale, bring the weight forward on your mat, and then exhale, sit toward your heels. So just like we did with our feet, we're doing the same thing now for the hands. We started at the bottom today. We worked our way up and now we're at the hands. So you'll see a very similar theme in these next few moves. So the sequence, again, always follows the good old saying, there's a method to my madness, right? All right, friends, now from here, we're just gonna take a moment, sit onto your heels. And sometimes those hands, the wrists, they're just clearing out the cobwebs. So feel free to just take Any therapeutic movement, the movement I've chosen today as I'm kneeling is just to rub the quad muscles with the heels of my hands. It helps to soothe and awaken those small and tender muscles. Interlace your fingers, relax your shoulders, and then just roll the wrists. Any speed, any direction, even creating some waves, just getting into those shoulders, the grip, the forearms. This is a very helpful exercise always for all bodies, but especially if you do any type of weight training where you strengthen your grip and you hold heavy objects like hand weights, it's very important. Come back into tabletop, spin your fingers to face the outer edges of your mat. Thumbs will face the front mat of the mat. Good. Now side to side. So just swaying side to side. You'll move your hips, your shoulders, stay stacked and breathing. You'll feel this once again through the forearms, through the wrists. Good, friends. And then from here, would you spin your fingers to face the midline of the mat? So you can channel this as your inner bulldog. If you can see my arms, you'll see why. Swaying again, side to side. The heels of the hands want to leave the mat. Don't let them. And then bring the heart forward as you inhale. You can even tuck your toes. Exhale. Go to sit toward your heels. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Check in with your jaw. This is a great time to open and close the mouth. A lot of times we will clench the jaw, not even realizing. Really great job, friends. Okay, come back to kneeling. But before you do so, tuck your toes under. All 10 toes, tuck them. And then you're going to walk your hands up to sit on your heels. So this is a great toe, they call this toe pose, but you're stretching the feet here and very often, again, clenching the jaw because this is not the most natural posture. So relax your shoulders down and back. Inhale, shrug your shoulders. Big exhale. Good. One more breath here. Inhale, shrug. Just stretching the feet and exhale. Relax. Very nice. Come back into tabletop pose. I'm going to ask you to extend your right leg back. So your toes are tucked. The right leg is straight. Send your heel to the wall behind you. And you'll want to strengthen or activate the quad muscle on that right leg. So the front of the leg is strong. The back of the leg is lengthening. Now slide your right toes over toward the left edge of your mat or even beyond. So again, if you need a visual, I'm up here. And you're going to start to feel a stretch through the outside of your right hip. Now, if you can, on the next breath, look over your left shoulder. See if you can locate your right foot, but look over the left shoulder. That's going to increase the stretch sensation in that right side body. Very nice. Take one more breath here. Good, friends. Inhale back to center. And then you can engage the second side. So inhale, extend your left heel back. Again, you can also look up here at any time for a visual if needed. Slide on an exhale your toes over beyond the right edge of your mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and then look over the right shoulder. You're going to locate that left foot and breathe into the left side body, getting a nice lengthening. Really nice, friends. And then look back to center, come back to center, and then for a moment, come back to child's pose. Draw your elbows back toward your legs. Let your palms face the sky. Come back to the Ujjayi breath in case you've forgotten. And just coming back to present moment. Creating space where you can. That might mean lengthening the breath. That might mean distancing the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing in to receive that intention set. Perhaps clarity, consistency, space, calm, whatever brought you. Just breathing in to the entire body. That sense of intention. And then when you're ready, coming into down dog. Now, if you're not ready for down dog, feel free to stay in tabletop. Otherwise, creating that upside down letter V with the body. This is a great time for yes and no motions with your head and neck. And remember, friend, the rules in down dog are really, there are no rules. So bend the knees as much or as little as you would like. And then some yes movements with your head, really allowing the head to hang heavy. This is another yet amazing example of how we use the force of gravity to help decompress the spine. This is considered an inversion, so listening to your body is key. And then shaking the head gently no, side to side. Really nice. And then friends, walk your hands back to your feet. This is a great time to enter some yoga blocks if you'd like to support the hands or catching opposite elbows. I'm keeping my knees bent. We're still getting the body accustomed to our yoga practice today. And then if you'd like, if you are in ragdoll, go ahead and sway the body side to side, nice and slow with intention. Those jaw movements also come in handy here, especially if you have a tendency to store any kind of tension in the jaw. Really nice. Release the arms. Engage your abdominals. Draw your navel into your spine. Squeeze the glutes. And then just slowly come to roll up. Nice and slow. Again, with intention. Your head and neck will be the last to stack. And then once your head and neck come up, circle your arms. Inhale, reach. Exhale through the nose, palms come to heart center. Very, very nice, friends. Now, as I said, we are still warming up today. It's a nice, chilly November day here in Las Vegas. Sunny, beautiful, but chilly. Just in case you are a weather guru out there, I want to make sure I cover all my bases. I don't just do yoga, I tell the weather. I don't forecast it, I just share the info. All right, come back to Tadasana, just at the center of your mat. Checking in with today's balance. If you want to use a wall or a chair, this is a great time to enter that into the equation. So activate those energetic fingers down into Tadasana. Inhale, lift your right knee hip height. This will look very familiar. We're going to take this into, earlier we did that lunge shape right into warrior three. So soft through the left knee. And you're just going to imprint your right footprint on the back wall of your space, reaching back, head comes forward. You could also use yoga blocks. They would be underneath your shoulders here. Inhale, come right back up to where we were. Nice slow movements today, as I had said, and exhale it down. Really nice. Now breathe here. Check in with how that went. Were you focusing on the balance so you stopped breathing? Let's try this round. We know what to expect on this left side. Let's focus on the breathing. I promise you the balance will come when we can master focusing on the breath. Actively find Tadasana. Inhale, lift your left knee. And we're not looking for perfection, so utilize walls and chairs as needed. Exhale, start your imprinting your left footprint on the back wall. And then hinge to your comfort level. So some of you might keep it upright here, which is fine. Some of you might come parallel. One more breath. Inhale, engage your abdominals. Bring your left knee all the way back up hip height. And exhale it down. Very nicely done. Shake it out, friends. You did a really great job checking in with the breath. Today's focus is not to create beautiful shapes. Today's focus is the breath. So keep that in mind as we move through these postures. Now, again, left foot is our base. This time we're going to bring the arms up to a cactus shape. Inhale, right knee hip height. Exhale, take it out to the side. Now we're not opening the body, just moving the hip out to the side. Very nice. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, warrior three. Now we've done this one already. Airplane the arms. Now you're going to inhale, come right back to where you were. Knee hip height, cactus arms. And exhale down. Very nicely done. Shake it out. Continue breathing in the transitions. So you'll notice this variation similar to the last, elements of similarity. We're just spicing it up a little with the arm movements as well. On your inhalation, bring your arms to cactus shape. Lift the left knee. Exhale. Take it out to the left side. So you'll notice my body stays squared. Bring it back to center. Inhale here. Exhale, warrior three. We're not looking for fast. We're just looking for focus and breath. Inhale back, cactus shape, lift the left knee, and exhale down. Very nice. So this is how we learn about our body. How is it going today, right? Things of that nature. Now I'm going to ask you to introduce the blocks. So you'll know that we use the blocks in yoga. Now the blocks are going to take us down a lot lower. We're going to come back to warrior three. So it's going to look familiar, but if you feel that's too low, grab a chair, a weight bench, even the wall right here, friends. This is all that you would need. So that is something to offer you if you feel the blocks are too low. I'm going to start on my left side so that you can see my leg. And here's what we're going to do. Watch this one first. So we're going to inhale right into warrior three, hands to blocks. Now from here, we're going to exhale, open up. See how my left toes are now facing this direction? Coming into half moon. We're not going to take it to half moon today, but we're just going to work on opening and back to warrior three. So you'll see the rotation of the hip and then the evening of the hips out. So that's what we're going to do. And that's going to work that grounded leg. On your inhalation, left leg will reach back, right foot is our base. Inhale right into warrior three, hands to blocks. Very nice. Take your exhale, find length. Engage your full body. Inhale, left hand to hip, stack the left hip on the right. Exhale, lower the left hip down, hands to block. Hips are now even. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Trust yourself. 2 to go. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Very nice. Inhale, open with control. Exhale, down. Left foot meets right. And then just walk your legs, just like you're walking your down dog, hands on blocks. Breathe into that right leg. Very nicely done. You should feel the challenge through the core. You should feel the energy definitely through that right side. When you're ready, come to stand so that I know you're with me. I know you've survived. Excellent. Inhale, friends. 2 cleansing breaths here. Just reach it up. Breathe all the new in and then a big sigh. Just let it all go. Very nice. One more. Inhale, circle the arms and release. Very, very nice. I love it. Shake out those legs. Let's do the second side. Focus on your breath. Okay, friends? On your inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, left foot is going to stay grounded. Right foot is going to imprint on that back wall. Set up with your blocks. Inhale for length. Exhale, stay with the shape. Now inhale, stack the right hip on top of left. Right hand may come to the hip. And then exhale back to your warrior three. Good. Inhale once again. Open up. Exhale, warrior three. Think about a wall along the left edge of your mat. Your back, inhale, comes against that wall. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, open. Exhale, continue to utilize your abdominals. Last 2. Inhale, open. Exhale, and inhale. Exhale, hand down, hips even. Right foot meets left. Walk out the legs. Breathe, and maybe even some yes and no motions with your head and neck, my friends. Nice, gentle movement. Really great job today. Press off your blocks. Come all the way up. 2 cleansing breaths. Inhale, circle the arms. Big breath out. Let it all go. Very nice. Last one here. Inhale, circle the arms. And exhale. Ooh, very nicely done. Very nice. Take your feet the width of the mat. You'll keep your blocks right there as they are. Now, if you want to go a little deeper in your stretch, feel free to take it wider than the mat or turn sideways. You would just bring your blocks with you. So that is going to be, again, yogi's choice here. Inhale, let's circle the arms, engage your abdominals, your glutes, and then exhale, coming into halfway. So those blocks will be right underneath your shoulders, wide legs here. Now on your inhalation, pressing into the left block, your right arm is going to circle up to the sky. So twisting to the right. And now, friends, exhale, thread the needle. So you're going to bring that right arm through and behind the left arm, reaching over to the left wall. Inhale, all the way open. Your heart opens to the right wall. Reach for the sky. Exhale, come back through and reach for the left wall. Again, inhale, lift, open your heart. Beautiful. And exhale, thread the needle. You should again feel the challenge in your abdominals. Inhale, open. This is our last one here. And exhale, thread the needle. And then just bring your right hand back to the block. So good. Let's do the second side. Inhale, left hand to the sky. Open your heart to the left wall. Exhale, thread the needle. Reach actively behind your right arm for the right wall. Inhale, open up. Heart reaches to the left side. And then exhale, engage your abdominals, stretching around the shoulder blades. Inhale, left hand lifts. Exhale, final two here, friends. Reach. Inhale, lift. Last one. Stay long in your spine. And exhale, thread the needle. Beautiful. Left hand returns to block. And then from here, can you take your blocks to the lowest setting? This is going to take you down even further into your forward fold. Now, if it's all right with your body, you could even walk your blocks back to create a straight line with your feet. And then coming into a deep forward fold. I'm demoing that if you'd like a visual here. For my friends that want to go even deeper, slide the blocks all the way through the legs. You can reach to that far side, and I'm demoing that as well. Continue to breathe. You should feel a nice lengthening around the shoulder blades as well as your hamstrings. Let your head hang heavy. Yes and no motions with your head and neck. And then you can slide your blocks back. Keep them on the low setting, and then inhale, art a halfway lift. So your shoulders will come on top of the blocks. Good. And then exhale, hinging forward once again. This time, option to take ragdoll arms. So catch opposite elbows and then switch the grip so that it's unnatural, the way that you're gripping opposite elbows. And again, just let the upper body hang. Engage your abdominals. You can slowly sway side to side. You might not feel a great motion here, just a slight movement. How's your hamstrings? Can you breathe today's intention into any resistant spots on the body? And then on your next inhale, friends, halfway lift. Let's toe heel our feet together. And then put a generous bend in your knees. Your blocks can come up to the side of your mat. Inhale, come all the way up. Circle the arms. And exhale, palms to heart center. Very, very nice. So just getting into that back body. One more balancing posture today. Use a wall, use your blocks or chair. Standing on the right foot, coming into Vrikshasana, tree pose. So you'll lift your left heel and then externally rotate that left leg. Hand could be on wall, a chair. I'm fine with all of that. Then you can slide your foot up as high as you would like. Sometimes people like it above or below the knee joint to create that tree shape. And then once you feel your balance, you can bring your palms to Anjali Mudra or just one palm today. It's all fine. And then maybe grow your branches. So a lot of options. Trees grow branches and all different. Maybe you're coming to that cactus shape. Maybe today you're a cactus. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Very nice, friends. And sometimes the most challenging part is to look at the ground, focus on one spot on the ground. Imagine yourself growing roots through the foot. Imagine a string pulling the crown of your head tall. Take one more breath. Exhale, palms to center, and then release your left leg. Very nice. Shake out that first side. I know that one never seems to get easier, right? We just get stronger. So that's something to keep in mind, especially if you don't feel great with the balance today, friends. It changes hourly. Promise you that. On your next breath, grow your roots through the feet, string pulling the crown of the head tall. Feel strong before you come into this shape. Now, when you're ready, lifting your right heel and then externally rotating. If today is a wobbly kind of day, just leave your right toes down. Otherwise, slide your foot up the leg. And sometimes as humans, right, we want to rush it. I want to slide my leg up today. Maybe today's not the best day. Once you're ready, you're finding your focal point on the ground. I like to look about 5 feet in front of my own grounded foot. And then maybe growing one or both branches. Maybe those branches are going to look a little different today. On this side, beautiful. Arms can stay bent. They can stay straight. You could even blow in the breeze. Take a few breaths here. And as you find your center, come back to your intention, breathing in the good, exhaling and letting go of what's no longer needed. Slowly bring your palms to center and release that right leg. Very nicely done. Really great job. And I see the concentration. Don't forget to breathe, friends. All right, we're going to take those blocks off to the side. Now keep them nearby your mat. You might want to reach off for them in a little bit. We're going to take a cleansing vinyasa, and good news, we're bringing it down to the ground. On your inhalation, circle the arms. As you exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees if you'd like. Inhale, Ardha, halfway lift. Strengthen your abdominals. Engage the back body. Exhale, palms to mat. Step or hop, plank pose. Knees may come down if you'd like. Exhale, chaturanga. Elbows hug the ribs. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And then exhale, child's pose or down dog, just depending on what you need today, where you're at. This is a great time to hydrate if you feel that would work for your body. And we're walking our dog. We're just taking a few moments to stretch or active child's pose, whatever you've chosen for your body. Now, those of us that are in down dog, we're going to inhale, lift your heels high, simultaneously pressing your belly back toward your thighs. Hold at the top of this breath briefly. Open up, sigh, lower your heels. Nice deep stretch for the backs of the legs and the shoulders. And then slowly bring your knees to the mat, meeting everyone already in child's pose. You can draw your elbows toward your legs. Palms can face the sky. Taking this time, just come back to this moment. Just as our mantra said, breathe, let go. Remembering that this moment right here, right now, is the only one we have, for sure. Just coming back to your center, really allowing yourself to take on the witness role of the breath. And we know that it's always nice to be reminded yoga is a practice. It is not something we have to do for perfection or to reach a goal. It's just something we dedicate ourselves to, and we keep showing up. Showing up, typically the most challenging part. And then we come back home to ourselves into the heart space. Very nicely done, friends. When you feel ready, just blinking your eyes to open. Swing your legs around. And we're going to come to a wide-legged straddle. So if that means you're facing forward on your mat, as long as you're okay with your legs coming off, you might also turn sideways on your mat. So whatever feels most comfortable for you. Some of you may want a block for this one, just to press into the block on any of the heights so that you can feel like you're sitting up nice and tall. If you were to see my back from the side, I'm going from a slouch, pushing into the block all the way up. So sometimes those blocks are used for support. Now, don't worry about how far you go forward, okay? I want this to be about your foundation. So first and foremost, flex your feet, press the backs of your heels, backs of your knees, and your sit bones in toward the ground. And as I said a little earlier, we grow roots through the feet, say in tree pose. I want you to grow roots through the heels, backs of the knees, and the sit bones. And then just taking a moment to feel the lengthening through the sides of your waist. If the stretch is already too intense, narrow your foundation. And if you need more, broaden your foundation. That's a great rule of thumb. Now on your next inhalation, slide your left hand to the inside of the leg, slide it down to where you're comfortable. And then on your inhalation, just reach your right arm up to the sky. See if you could even look up to your right hand. Good. Now bend through the right elbow. Just take your fingertips behind your right ear. And then as you exhale, slowly spin to the left. So you're twisting. Bring your right elbow down toward your left hand. You should feel a nice stretch through the right back body. Inhale, open back up, lift your elbow energetically to the sky. And then exhale once again, really feeling that stretch. Good. Inhale, open up, elbow to the sky. Good. Exhale, bringing that twist toward the left leg. Inhale one more time, open up. And exhale, bring your right elbow toward your left hand. Good. Inhale, come all the way back open. Press firmly into your left hand. And now just reach beyond your left toes. And keep your gaze, if you can, toward the right elbow. If that doesn't feel good, then look down toward your left leg. That's also fine. Good. Inhale, come all the way back up. Nice lengthening again, energetic legs. You can shake the legs out, windshield wiper the toes. Asking myself, checking in with yourself regularly in your practice. How's it feeling? Did I feel the stretch? Was there a challenge? Can I go deeper? So those are some things that you want to explore as we explore the second side. Right hand will slide down toward the right shin. So you should almost feel a bit of a lengthening already through the right waist. Bring your left arm up and overhead. And then if you can, look up toward the left arm, bend through the elbow, and then just slightly place your fingers behind the left ear. Good. Feel the elbow lifting. So remember, we could be hunched over or lifting. As you exhale, bringing that left elbow down toward the right hand. You should feel this now. I'm feeling it through the entire mid and low back, especially that left side. Inhale, open. Now you'll have one side for most of us that's way more agreeable or way less agreeable. Exhale, rotate elbow toward your right hand. Inhale, open up, keep your feet flexed, really lift through the elbow. Exhale, rotate. So weight in the right hand. It's gonna help us to feel that deep stretch. Inhale, open. And last one here, exhale, rotate that left elbow down toward the right hand. Good, inhale, open. And then extend the left arm, reaching, stretching through the left waist, friends. Very nice. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, soften. This is where you relax the belly, relax the legs, reassess, narrow or broaden the foundation if you feel that would be beneficial. Really, really nice. Now on your next inhalation, we're gonna bring both hands, just the fingertips, resting behind the ears. So we're not pushing forward, but staying tall. Inhale, tall. Exhale to the left. So left elbow may come all the way to the shin, maybe hovering. Inhale, up center. Exhale, down to the right side. Very nice. Inhale, up. Exhale, left. Continue to breathe. Inhale, nice and tall. Feel the lifting, like that string pulling the crown of the head. Good. Inhale, center. 2 more rounds, friends. That means 4. Breathing in. This is 3. Exhale. Inhale. This is 2. Inhale. This is 1. Inhale, come all the way up. Keep your legs active, reach. And then exhale, hinge forward. Let your arms come down. This may be where you're at. You may slide all the way down. Remember, we are not curving through the spine. I want you to reach the heart forward toward the front of your space. Continue to breathe. 1 more inhale. Feet flexed. 1 more exhale. And then slowly slide your hands back in toward the legs. Good afternoon. Hamstrings and low back, right, friends? Bring your legs and assist your legs back together. So you're about hips distance or a little wider, maybe the width of the mat. And then just rotate knees like windshield wipers on a car SUV, side to side. Breathe into your hips. Very, very nice. So we've cleaned out the cobwebs, if you will, on the mid back, the upper back. We did some forward folding. We did some strength and mobility work, especially in today's sequence for balance, if you hadn't noticed. We worked on strengthening through the feet. We worked on sending our weight forward, backward, side to side. And this is a great way to just come down as you go back down to visit the low body, friends, to just really engage through the hips. Now, everyone's favorite, the core. We're going to work on that right before our meditation. So if you're lying down for meditation, bring your blanket, bring your blocks, whatever you're going to use. And I'm going to ask you to actually grab one block. And hopefully you're not using a heavy block. So if your block is wood, I would encourage you to grab a book or something, a pillow from the couch, something that is pretty light. So I want you to come back, and then after you lay down, I want you to look up at your toes. So you're going to lift your shoulder blades off the mat. And now take the block in your left hand, bring your right knee into the chest, and then just pass the block to your right hand behind the right leg. Now extend the right leg, do the same thing behind the left. Well, the whole time I want you looking toward your toes. Very nice. Inhale, pass the block. Exhale, switch. Good. Inhale, switch. Can you get another back rib off the mat? So again, if you need a visual, I'm up here. We're not doing anything or passing anything of weight. We're just working the core, pressing the lumbar spine into the mat. Good. Friends, we have 6. Breathing for 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Outstanding job. Hug your knees into the chest. You could set that block off to the side. Very nice. Now distance the shoulders from the ears. Just sway your knees from side to side. And then slowly, my friends, bring your legs over to the left side. So just a nice, easy twist. Left hand can assist the right leg. Right arm is going to reach far from the body. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Good. And then inhale, bring your legs across center. And then exhaling your legs over to the right side. Right hand can assist the left leg. Left arm is going to reach long, anchoring your left shoulder blade. So this should feel very nice through the low back, the glute, the hips, and the chest on the left side. Feels like a nice stretch. Good, friends. And then inhale, come back through center and extend your heels to the sky. I'd like you to just hold either the back of your hamstrings, your calves, or maybe even peace sign fingers around your big toes. Just whatever grip feels the best, just straighten your legs and then encourage your toes toward the wall behind your head. So you'll see I'm stretching my hamstrings, my Achilles, all the way up through the low to mid back. Very nicely done. Just again, stretching that back body. Good. And then bring your knees once again back into your chest. Extend the left leg long and then come in for a supine twist. So that right leg will come over to the left side. Your right arm is going to reach far from the body. And these twists, as we know, are so helpful for digestion, circulation, and as well as to breathe deeper. Our internal organs getting a nice massage here. And then slowly coming back through center. Extend your right leg, bring your left knee into the chest, and then take it over. Supine twist, left arm long, anchor the left shoulder blade, allow your inner thigh on that left side to be nice and heavy toward the earth. Breathing here, and then telling the body to let go. So just succumbing to the force of gravity, just letting gravity do all the work here. Relax the muscles around your eyes, your jaw, tongue, and face. And then slowly come back to center. Draw your knees in toward your shoulders and find happy baby. As we come into these final moments with the Ujjayi breath, coming back to your intention today. Just repeating that to yourself, whatever it was. Noticing in your body where you can breathe into, where can we let go to help create space. And then feel free to take any other postures for your physical practice today. And then when you're ready, exhale all the air from your body. Inhale, longest breath of the day. Nose to knees, create a nice small shape. Hold at the top of your inhale. And with a big sigh, extending your legs, your arms, utilize a bolster, a small pillow to go over the eyes, a towel, anything that's going to help you to relax. Let your natural breath return. We'll take rest in Shavasana. It'll be quiet for a few moments, and then my voice will come back in for today's meditation. Take rest. And take a few moments to notice the breath. Notice what parts of the body you're breathing into. Notice if the breath is staying rather sedentary in the chest cavity. Or maybe you'll notice the breath traveling through all four limbs. You might notice the breath is weak, shallow. You might notice the breath is strong and steady. So I'd just like you to think of an area in life lately that you may be able to benefit from just noticing, whether it's a relationship, whether it is lack of balance, time management. It could be a concept, a specific relationship, place that tends to cause stress. And then take the breath as it comes in, it flows in naturally, and send the breath into that area of your body, of your life, that could use a little extra care today. And as you feel comfortable, you can slow the breath down, slowly nourishing this area of your life, of your body. And once full with the breath, this nourishing life force, you'll notice naturally the breath will flow out. Attention may wander. And each time you notice this happens, just come back to that spot, that place, that time that could use some nourishment, some healing. Breathe in fully, embracing what is with that current spot, situation, experience. And then exhaling out anything that you can to just let go a little deeper. As you breathe, as it naturally flows in, and as you breathe out, the natural rhythm and pace of your breath, will help to calm, will help to clarify, will help to ease the body, a reaction, an undesired result. See if you can soften the muscles of the face, the shoulders, the neck. And still coming to a place of simply observing that area of tension, discomfort. And as the breath flows in again, healing breath of compassion, the body begins to notice it can stay at ease despite the situation, the dis-ease. And as the body lets go, softens, accepts what is in this moment, we start to notice the heart space, the mind, our emotions, and everything connected. We notice this moment. Our opportunity to take witness of what is, to gently remind ourselves that our perception is our reality, but sometimes a bit of time, of gentleness and space can allow us to settle into whatever it is we can't control and to bear witness without doing anything other than noticing our breath, coming back to this space whenever it's needed for healing, for clarity, and for space. Breathe, let go, and remind yourself that this very moment is the only one you know you have, for sure. And take a deeper breath in, giving yourself a moment to just notice your body in space, just inviting small movements, slow turn of the head, toes, fingers, opening, closing the jaw. And as you take your next inhalation, as you feel ready, reach your arms overhead, stretch your body long. And then exhale, hugging your knees into the chest one final time. Rolling to your most comfortable side. Blinking your eyes to open, just letting in the colors, the sights, the sounds. And as you feel ready, friends, pressing up to a comfortable seat. Bringing your palms to Anjali Mudra. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide today's practice. I hope you feel spacious. I hope you feel centered. And I wish you all a very restful and peaceful weekend ahead. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Take good care, my friends. Namaste. Thank you so much. Great working with you all. Great to see you.